Hello everyone, welcome to the channel's first official video. This is the Good Old Time series, and today we're throwing you back to a game that brought a unique twist to the racing genre, Blur. Let's dive into what made the game a cult favorite and why it's still remembered fondly.
This is how the story goes. I guess this is how the story goes. I'm in the thick of it, everybody knows. They know me where it snows, I skate and they froze. I don't know nothing but no ice, I'm just cold. 40 something milli subs or so I've been told. From the screen to the ring, to the pen, to the king. Where's my crown, that's my bling, always drama when I ring. See, I believe that if I see it in my heart, smash through the ceiling cause I'm reaching for the stars.
For starters, Blur was developed by Bizarre Creations and released in 2010 by Activision. Unlike typical racing games, Blur combined realistic cars with a unique combat element, mixing racing with intense power-ups. During a competitive time of racing games, it stood out because of its unique gameplay style and how interesting the multiplayer game modes were. Some may even remember the treasure Motor Mash. I know, it's bringing back some nostalgia, isn't it? Whose settings could be changed so much to break the game just a little bit for fun. By that time, it was the only game that had its own different vibe. All the rest were just basically racing. Maybe if someone would talk about Mario Kart race, but nah, you cannot compare those two games. Let's talk about gameplay and mechanics. So, for starters, one thing that made Blur so addictive was its unique gameplay. It wasn't just about finishing first, it was about using power-ups, which were the Shunt, the Barge, Nitro, Bolt, the Shield, and the Shock, to gain an edge or to sabotage your rivals. These power-ups led to some crazy fun racing tactics made by different players that made every race such a Blur vibe. Majorly talking about the game, there was also a campaign mode where a player got to race against different racers as their nemesis for that specified race. For example, my personal favorite was Cold Crush and Burn, where you got to race of some guy who rides a Hummer SUV in the end. Upon beating every boss in the game, you gained access to their car permanently as well as their mod. The mods were what brought in a little bit of a car customization when racing with them, especially if combined with the diverse color grid a player could use. These mods gave a car unique ability to use a power-up differently. For example, from Midas Touch, after beating the boss, you could access Fan Nitro, allowing you to get a free Nitro when a certain number of funds rooted for you during the race. For multiplayer, to me personally, there's a mod I would love to talk about, Motor Mash. It was more of like a multiple car ring fight that became total chaos if the settings of the battle were set to one kill hit, and also if the respawn of the power-ups was reduced to 0. Someone could literally sit on a Shunt's location and turn into a tank with infinite ammo. It was hilarious. Sadly, on the tracks set in real-world locations, giving it an extra layer of realism. My personal favorite was the City Baba Baba. Blur also had a solid multiplayer mode that drew a dedicated fan base with up to 20 players in races. It turned into total chaos, especially in Motor Mash, and that's what made it fun. Although Blur was a commercial underperformer, it developed a loyal fan base that still remembers it today. Its influence can be seen in some of the games today, Beach Buggy and more, which has even more ridiculous power-ups. However, in my opinion, Blur's style is simply better and unmatchable. Let's jump into the reasons why Blur was forgotten. So, despite it making some of our childhoods a completely different experience, Blur didn't achieve lasting success. There were a few reasons for this. For starters, around the same time of its debut, racing video games like Need for Speed Most Wanted and Gran Turismo were releasing sequels. which divided the market, hence lowering sales, which resulted into a long time lack of development and no support. Yeah, you know. Well, yeah. Thank you very much for sticking here to this time. We are so grateful and you have joined us. We are going to keep on launching more throwback videos, the games that made our childhoods different. Thank you very much. Please leave a subscribe down below and like the channel. It would help us out a ton and give us the energy to continue doing this.